Okay. Another girl, age 21, from London. Title is, why do the weirdest men keep finding... You and me both, sis. Why do the weirdest men keep finding me? So that never is. Sorry. It's like they want to take me life. Sorry, that was such a bad answer. Someone would take me life. And I don't know how to attract a different demographic. And it's like they're calm at first, and then they just start doing weird shit. How do I get rid of them and start attracting real men? Okay, so my good sis, there is something that you are missing. That there are always going to be red flags. Like I know at the moment it might seem like you're not that there's no red flags, but they are there. You just need to you need to identify them and just be vigilant. Because that sounds really frustrating and time consuming to keep investing time into somebody for them to just end up being crazy. Like, just look at a pattern. Look at what the pattern is. The pattern is her. Sorry, sorry. No, but you're the common denominator, isn't it? Well, yeah. Basically, so you need to do better at kind of identifying what things might lead to or suggest that something else might happen, or that person has particular traits, any phrases, any behaviors, any actions, things that they do or don't do. You need to just be really vigilant about that. Honestly, aside from me dragging you, like, some actual practical advice is, every time a guy does something that you don't, get a pen and paper. Every time a guy does something that like is a big enough red flag to you, write it down. If that is for example, calling other women bitches, or like putting other women down to prop you up, write it down. That's the issue, right? Then I want you to put an arrow, right? So next to the arrow, I want you to put the flag, because that behavior, it had a red flag before. You were just ignoring it. Whether it was a joke that he made about women, or like casually using the word bitch to refer to women, there's always a sign somewhere. I also think actual preventative advice is to ask clarifying questions, because when people start to get to know people, I don't think people actually know how to get to know someone intentionally. So like if I match someone on Hinge, before we link, I'm asking them certain things like I want to know what your politics are. Luckily Hinge has a politics you can filter, put your political filter on there. I want to know where you stand on certain things. Like, so what I do, because sometimes asking people formal questions like, how do you feel about trans rights? Like, that's so formal. Like, no. But I might make a joke. Like, I might make a reference to the fact that like I have trans friends and I love trans people. Just finding ways to kind of like test what the potential suitor's reaction is to like certain topics. I'd say also like ask around as well. I think that's like, DBS check, like those things are really important. Like if you maybe like follow the person, you see you have mutuals, like if there's anyone that you feel comfortable reaching out to, just be like, oh, like how do you know this person, like what's the vibe, like what do you think of them? That's also really helpful. You can even ask me, because enough times I have mutuals of everyone. So do you know the amount of times that people ask me for DBS checks on niggas? I'm like, this is what I'm saying. Like, you men need to fix up, because I have no loyalty to y'all. Like if someone asks me like an opinion, things I might not say like your tea, but it's like if someone asks if you're my guy friend, and someone just like, oh, like I'm feeling your friend, like what's tea? I'm not gonna spill his business. But if I know enough about the girl, I'll be like, sister, leave it. Like, sister, you don't know what to do with him. That's how I'll say it, because it's not even necessarily that he's a bad guy. It's more so like you yourself cannot handle his type of shaggy. Like you're not ready for it. Like clarifying questions, get better at identifying red flags, and use filters on apps, and just be more intentional. But good luck, sis. And she's a 21-year-old girl from London. The title is Clingy Bestie. Oh. I have a female friend who always wants to be around me, and I don't know what to do. We've been friends since year 9. We weren't as close then. But after we moved to university, she started to get more and more attached to me. At first I dismissed it as her struggling to make friends at uni, but she has plenty of friends there. If we happen to be going to the same event, she'll say she's going with... wait, what? okay, if we happen to be going to the same event, she'll say she's going with someone else, and then I later find out that she got tickets because I'm going.
Oh.
So she's like getting tickets for this event, but I'm saying, oh yeah, like I'm going with like Jackson, but like no, really, you got tickets because I'm there. Crazy. And then she gets upset because I don't spend the entire night with her, even though I went with someone else and didn't plan on seeing her. If I mention that I'm going somewhere with someone, she'll ask why I don't invite her or ask to come with, no matter what. She'll call me at ridiculous times back to back when she knows I'm sleeping until I wake up and speak to her. If she calls, I don't answer, and she gets irritated and asks what I was doing, why I didn't call back sooner. I was cleaning and called when I was done, so maybe 20 minutes max. If we're going somewhere with mutual friends, she'll refuse to go in until I'm there. She wants to be with me the whole time, but I just want to vibe with my friends I haven't seen for ages. My babes think she has a crush on me because of one time she tried to kiss me. It was a peck, and I think she was just excited to see me. I don't think it's deep, but adding someone else's perspective for context. I just feel suffocated, and the whole thing just makes me want to stop speaking to her. If I go a day without speaking to her, or I don't call her for at least 30 minutes a day, every day, she asks me if she's done something wrong, if I'm too busy for her, or if I've forgotten about her. She used to say that she'll drink bleach and die because I clearly hate her. Drink it. Because I clearly hate her. Until I asked her to stop. As I've been in situations where I was essentially people's dedicated emotional support, which wasn't healthy for me at all. She has anxiety, but she says these things as a joke. But there's always some truth to these things, and it makes me feel incredibly uncomfortable regardless of intent. I mentioned that me and my cousins were going on a trip to Greece without our parents because we used to go on holiday together when we were kids. And she's asked if I've already booked things. I said no, I wasn't thinking. And she saw that as an opportunity for her to come and invited herself and started adding things to the itinerary. These are people she's spoken to maybe 3 times. I can't even go on a family trip without her asking/telling me she's coming. I'm not that person who speaks to people each day. I can't be that person. It's just too much. I like being on my own. I feel like I can't take it and I don't know what to do. Each time I speak to her, it feels like a chore, which makes me feel bad because she's a sweetheart. But I just can't do it anymore.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
I feel like I need to hide plans from her or else I won't be able to spend time with my other friends or family. Because if I do, she'll come and I have to be with her for the entire trip/event. The last sentence, don't worry. I've asked for space and distance, which she has respected, but I just don't know if I want to continue the friendship. She hasn't done anything wrong to me though. I just feel smothered. Sorry for the length. First time talking about this, so it's just spilling things onto the page. What do I do?
Oh my goodness gracious. That was actually heavy, you know. I actually feel so bad for you. Like, that is...
You can't be friends with her. You can't.
Yeah.
At first I was like, oh, maybe like...
Yeah.
You just need to let her know, oh, we're not as close as you think we are. But no, you can't be friends with her.
She sounds like, not even necessarily obsessive, but like just really extremely insecure. And like, I feel like with those kind of people, and then they're relying on you to kind of make them feel more secure, it's just like, no, like you obviously you've expressed you don't have the capacity for that, like, so you basically need to tell her that. You need to just be honest and just be like, I can't, like, this, no.
Listen, one, I really feel you. Like, I've been there. Like, it happens a lot to me where, like, because of my nature, I'm very friendly. I give a lot of energy in my responses. I'm very kind. Sometimes I'll make a friend. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, yeah, we're friends, or we might be acquaintances. But because of how I communicate, they almost project more friendship onto me, or they project closeness onto me. And I'm like, even like, for example, with like good friends, I'm like, yeah, we could be good friends, but that doesn't mean I want you at every motive. That doesn't mean that like we're now going to be doing the same things me and my besties do. That doesn't mean that like I want to see you in every social space or whatnot. I think this is someone you can't be friends with because some of the behaviors are reminding me of early warning signs of emotional abuse. I don't think you can be friends with this person. And I think you need to communicate to her why. I think you need to be like, you are entitled with my time. You have a lack of boundaries. You make me feel very uncomfortable. I need you to tell her, like, you make me feel very uncomfortable, and here's why. Like, I don't think you're a bad person. I think you're a great person. I I actually think you're really cool, but it's just that you have certain expectations for our friendship, which I cannot give to you, and I do not want to give to you because you have tried to force me to give them to you, and now I'm no longer willing. I wish you all the best, and love. And don't mention the thing about her having a crush on you, because that's irrelevant. And I mean, I think she does, but I think she will be very defensive and taken aback.
You know what it gives? It kind of gives, in psychology, that thing about enmeshment.
Remind me of what that is.
I think it's something to do with feeling kind of somebody not having a sense of boundaries between you and somebody else.
Yes.
So kind of feeling like you are one person or one unit.
Yeah.
That's what it gives. But honestly, all the best, because that's a lot.
Separately to that, I mean, kind of related, but I think that's something I really struggle with as well. Even with close friends, it's when I don't invite certain people to certain things, I always feel so much guilt. Less so now, but it's I have to keep reminding myself not everyone has to be everything. Sometimes it's if I'm gonna go see Lucy, and that was the original intention, and Lucy has happened to invite a bunch of other mutuals, I don't now have to invite Jessica because I was with Jessica last week. It's actually not by force. I wish you the best of luck, sis, because this is giving scary. How can you? So you're even a bit of a pushover, because how can she get? There's no way I can say to someone, I'm going on holiday, and they can bring themselves on the holiday.
Yeah.
There's no way that we're getting to the point where you can book tickets.
Yeah.
If we're doing a group trip, how is someone else now? With your cousins as well, I feel okay, cool, if it's friends and you share friends, whatever. I'm when it comes to family, you could have just been no, it's a family trip, I'm going with my cousins.
Definitely. I feel in this, I feel for the future, that you do need to exert your boundaries, when these things happen. If someone is going to try invite themselves on your family holiday, be actually no, you can't come, it's meant to be a family thing. Just make sure that you are kind of making sure that people aren't violating your boundaries. Also,
if you're still finding it hard, phrasing helps. If you're someone who finds it hard to say no, then instead of saying things oh, I'm going to this with so-and-so, and it's going to be great, I would say, so-and-so invited me to this. Because that's taking the responsibility away from you. It's if so-and-so invited me to this, then I'm not in control. I don't get to decide who comes. It's about who so-and-so wants there. Which obviously, that's a cop-out, and I don't recommend doing that all the time, but it's if you're finding it hard to communicate, then that's an easy way out. Listen, lies are useful sometimes. I don't condone it, I don't condemn it. And with that, thanks for tuning into this week's episode of Chirpse podcast with me, your host Glow. If you don't know, then get to know, and my beautiful, gorgeous, amazing, super talented bestie Shaznay. Actually, I didn't get to tell the story of how we became friends.
Oh shit, yeah.
So how we became friends, long story short, I was at lunch, I'd always admired Shaznay and her friends always seemed to be having so much fun at lunch, just on their table, and I really wanted to sit on that table for autistic reasons. And then one day I just got bored of my boy group, and I just picked up my dinner tray at lunch, and I was just I'll see you tomorrow, guys. I walked over to Shaznay's group, and I just there was an empty chair, and I just stood over it, dropped my tray on the desk, and said, "Hi guys, what were we talking about?" And a decade later, here we are. It says a lot about me, but thank you for tuning in. If you have any dilemmas of your own, you know where to go, down below. If you have any thoughts, comments, questions, or criticisms of the advice that we gave, then use #AskGlow on Twitter /X or Threads, or sorry, I didn't mean to scream my face at Threads. I just don't use it. Or Threads. Encourage your friends to send in dilemmas, especially your guy friends. Especially your guy friends. Tickets to our event are going to be in the link below. Share, follow, comment, subscribe, please give me a 5-star rating on Spotify, like this on YouTube, and subscribe on YouTube. You can also now follow me on TikTok at ChirpsePod. I'm going to be posting exclusive clips that I won't be posting on Instagram or my main TikTok from the podcast. So I think I managed to say it all.
Yeah, that was.
Do you have anything you want to plug? Anything coming up?
Oh gosh, I don't know what I have planning coming up, but follow me. I'm sure at Shaznay Martin on Instagram.
Yes, and Shaznay is currently in the process of producing her next short film. If you'd like to find out more information about that or support the film financially, then I will leave some info regarding that in the description. Thank you very much. Love you, lovebirds. Take care. See you soon. Mwah.
Bye.
Oh, that was fun done.